sit on a block if you like, if that's more comfortable, or on a blanket. It's really nice to have your knees lower than your hip bones. Rolling your shoulders back, relaxing your jaw. Maybe dipping your chin a little bit, lengthening the back of your neck. Just really being present in this moment. Taking the 60 minutes of self-care just for yourself. Starting to focus on your breath. On your inhale and your exhales. Maybe picturing your breath coming through your feet all the way up, through your legs, your torso, your chest, all the way up to the crown of your head, and pausing, and then exhaling all the way through your body, through your feet, and pausing. Maybe with each inhale, your body is feeling a little bit more relaxed, more present in the space. Slowly breathing in all the way through your body. Pausing at the top and exhaling all the way through your body. And pausing. Again, breathing in and pausing and breathing out and pausing. Maybe just taking these breaths, this type of breath by yourself, a couple of breaths. And while you're doing that, maybe thinking of either an intention, or maybe this time thinking about a mantra that you can carry out throughout your practice today. So maybe one word that you focus on today. It could be balance, recharge, peace, anything, any word that you need, that you can carry through and focus on. Coming back to your normal breaths. Let's take one big collective breath in together, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Opening up the eyes. And let's come. We're going to stay seated. We're just going to move our head around, right ear to right shoulder, and then left ear to left shoulder. And let's just add breath to this. So breathing out, right ear to right shoulder. Breathing in and breathing out, left ear to left shoulder. Again, breathing in, right ear to right shoulder. And breathing out, left ear to left shoulder. And let's take it all the way around. And one more time, all the way around. Stopping and coming up. Let's look up to the sky. And then down to the floor. Really releasing your neck here. And then we'll come back to neutral. Raising our right hand overhead. We're going to stretch ourselves over to the left side. Maybe pushing our right shoulder back a little bit, opening up our chest. Our gaze can be up to the sky. I take my pillow out here. And then coming back to neutral, right arm comes down, left arm comes up overhead. Breathing in, breathing out. Again, pushing that left shoulder towards the back so our heart is shining through. And coming back down, both hands down, and then both hands up overhead. Reaching, 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 feeling your tailbone pushing into the mat while your hands and your heart are lifting up. And then we're going to bring our hands down to the front. Let's just inch our way as far as you can right now. We're really just waking up our back and our spine. You can create movement here a little bit with your hips. Releasing your neck. And then let's inch right on up. And then we're going to come into a tabletop position. In this tabletop position, we're going to shoot our right foot out, and our heel is going to push down towards your toes are on the mat, and your heel is pushing towards the back of the mat. We're stretching out our calf muscle and the bottoms of our feet, our toes. And then coming back to tabletop. Let's do the other side. Left foot comes out. Toes are pushing into the mat. Heel is pushing towards the back of your mat. All right, let's come back to tabletop. And let's just wag our tails a little bit. So we're going to look over our right shoulder, and our hip is going to go to the right. So we're making like a C with our body. So you're looking over your right shoulder, and your hip is going to your right. And then let's change directions. So you're looking over your left shoulder, your hip is going towards your left side. All right, and then toes are going to come together. We're going to go into child's pose just a little bit. So sinking down into your mat, stretching your fingertips towards the front of your mat, really feeling that stretch in your upper back and your lower back. We're going to come on up. We're going to go into thread the needle. We're going to work on our shoulders a lot in this practice today. So let's get them a little bit warmed up. So our right arm is going to come on up. Right arm is up, and we're gonna thread the needle under our left arm. Our shoulder's gonna come down, and our head. And then your left hand can come out towards the front of the mat. It can also come behind your back if a bind is something that you're interested in, like a half bind. Just really sink into this pose. One more breath, release. We're gonna come on out of this, bringing your right hand up and then back down to the mat. Left hand is gonna come up, and then we're going to thread it under our right. Your shoulder is gonna come to the mat, then your head. And again, you can either bring your right hand up towards the front of the mat or behind your back. So we're going to unwind out of this, bringing our left hand up and down to the mat. Let's come into our first downward dog. So do whatever feels comfortable, ritualistic for you in this downward dog, bending your knees, paddling out. Maybe coming up on your tippy toes and coming down. We're going to all come up on our tippy toes right now, and then come on down, finding stillness in this downward dog, feeling each finger pushing into the mat, your palm pushing into the mat, your toes, your hips pushing towards the back of the mat. Taking a couple of breaths here. Maybe focusing on your mantra or your intention. We're going to come up on our toes, and we're going to move into our plank pose like a wave. And then we're going to come back like a wave. So our bottom comes up. We're on our tippy toes back into downward facing dog. And we're going to do that again. So on our toes, like a wave, coming into a plank pose. And then back into down dog. Let's do that 2 more times with breath. So breathing in, into plank, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. We're going to walk our feet to our hands. Let's just hang like a rag doll right here. First, forward fold, releasing your neck, releasing your lower back. And let's bend our knees and roll on up. Rolling our shoulders back. Feeling yourself into Tadasana, mountain pose, the strong pose. Maybe relaxing your eyes or closing them. Rolling your shoulders back, stacking your joints. Breathing in and releasing. Hands come overhead. Gaze is up. Maybe give yourself a little baby back bend here. Your chest is up and back. Hands come together at heart center, and we're going to go all the way down to our forward fold. Halfway lift, so your hands can come to your shin or the mat. Forward fold. Step into our plank. And we're going to come all the way down. And then up to cobra, releasing your shoulders, and then up to down dog. And then we're going to practice our hop here. So we're bending our knees, looking past our hands, and we're going to hop into our forward fold. And then coming all the way up, hands overhead. And then hands to heart center. So we're going to do that flow one more time. We're going to do it a little bit quicker this time. And you can choose whether or not you want to do an up dog or a cobra. You can choose whether you want to hop in or out of your plank. This is your practice, your choice. Do whatever feels good for your body. So hands overhead, breathing in, forward fold, halfway lift, step or hop into your plank, up dog or a cobra, and then downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Now, if you're practicing your jump, you're looking past your hands, bending your knees, and jumping. Here we go. Forward fold. Our toes are going to come together here. And we're going to sweep our hands up into our first chair. Making sure that we can still see our toes. We're not clenching our toes. Hands are going to come to heart center. We're going to twist to the right. Oof, I really need this twist, my lower back. Feels good. Yeah. Coming back to center, twisting to the left. Really pushing into those hands, feeling the energy you're creating here. Starting to create some heat in our body. And then come back to center, forward fold. We're gonna bring our left foot back. Release your left foot down into our first low lunge. Ooh. So hands come overhead, sinking in. Your heart is up. Hands are going to come by your side, so like in a T shape here. And we're going to bring our left hand under our right in eagle arms. So breathing in, we're going to try to bring those eagle arms up just a bit. Really breathing out the tension in our shoulders today. And releasing, hands come out in a T. And then hands come back down to the mat. We're going to swing our right leg up into a three-legged dog, stacking our hips. Really opening up those hips and stacking. Feeling your hands pushing into the mat. Then your right foot is going to come down to the mat. We're in a down dog. Our left foot is going to come up into a three-legged dog. Stacking the hips on this side. Pushing your hands into the mat. And we're going to swing this foot through our hands into a low lunge on the opposite side. Establishing yourself here. Breathing in, hands come overhead, chest is high. And breathing out, relax those shoulders. Hands come to your side in a T. And we're going to bring our right hand under into eagle arms. See if you can push those arms up just a little bit more. And then release, coming out into a T. Stretching the shoulders out. Bring your hands down to the mat. We're going to again swing our leg out into a three-legged dog. Ooh. And then we're going to bring our knee to our left elbow and just hover right here. And then shoot it out. Straight legs this time. And then hover. And then shoot it out. Then hover one more time. And then come back, shoot it out, bring it into a downward dog. Taking a couple breaths here. We're going to go into a three-legged dog on the right side. So right leg comes up, opening up those hips. And then we're going to hover. So our right knee comes to right elbow, hover. 1, 2, 3, and shoot back, straight leg. Again, hover. 1, 2, 3. Shoot back, straight leg. One more time, hover. 1, 2, 3. Shoot back, straight leg, and then bring it down to a downward dog. Take a couple breaths here. Releasing any tension that you have. We're going to bend our knees, looking forward past our hands again, and jumping into our forward fold. Releasing your neck. Hands come overhead, breathing in. And breathing out, hands come to heart center. Down to Tadasana. Rolling your shoulders back. And rolling your shoulders forward. And let's meet in a down dog so you can go through your flow however you like. And let's just meet in a downward dog. Just take a couple breaths here in our down dog. Our right foot is going to come up and we're going to swing that right foot through our hands. We're going to come into our high lunge. So establish yourself here. We're going to bring our hands overhead. Heart is shining up to the sky, really activating your core. Straightening out your back leg as much as you can, as much as feels comfortable. Aligning your front knee with your second toe. Relaxing your shoulders. We're going to bring our hands, clasp our hands behind our back, lifting up our heart. We're going to hover right over our knee. And then bring it up again, up to the sky. And then hover right over our knee. And up. Releasing our hands all the way up to the sky. Coming into Warrior Two. Bring your feet closer together. Relaxing your shoulders. Activating your core. Aligning your pelvis with the long edge of your mat. And your gaze can be over your right arm, your right finger. We're going to flip our right palm. We're going to go into reverse warrior. So your right hand goes, or your right arm goes over your head. You bring your left hand behind your back if you like. Now let's go into side angle. So our right hand, our right arm goes to our right leg, and our left arm is over our head. Really stretching out the left side. We're gonna come on down, bring our hands down to the mat inside our foot, into a high lizard. So you're gonna heel toe your foot to the edge of the mat. It's almost like a runner's lunge. We're gonna bring our knee down to the mat. And we're gonna transition into pigeon. So you're gonna bring your foot and your knee down into the mat. There you go. I want you to try this today. Push your left leg. So you're gonna push your heel back before you get comfortable. Push your heel back and then relax your knee down into the mat. That'll protect your knee a little bit more. If this pigeon is not comfortable for you, you can always go into reclined pigeon on your back. So straight torso, and then we're going to come on down. If a pillow or a block is more comfortable for you in this position, you can definitely put a pillow or a block or a blanket right here and just sink into your pigeon. A blanket right here on your hip is always good too if your hip isn't quite touching your mat yet. You're going to breathe into this pose, releasing the tension. And coming up, straight torso. We're going to bring ourselves into a down dog. You're going to transition into a down dog. Here, pushing yourself, pushing your hands into the mat, hips more towards the back of the mat. So our left foot is going to come up and we're going to sweep it through our hands into a high lunge. Establish yourself here. Making sure that your torso is facing forward. You're activating your core. Back leg is straight. Breathing in. Hands come overhead. Breathing out, relaxing your shoulders. Chest is high, proud towards the sky. You're going to bring your arms down and interlace your fingers behind your back. Chest is high. And then we're going to hover over your left knee. And then coming up. Again, hover over your knee. Coming back up. Really activate your core here, hovering over your knee. And coming up. Releasing your hands. Bringing them up again. And then transitioning into warrior two. Maybe bring your hands to your hips and kind of positioning yourself. Your torso is facing the long edge of your mat. Your knee is over your second toe. We're going to bring our arms up. Relax your shoulders, pinching your shoulder blades together. And gaze can be over your left fingers. Strong arms. Activating your core, tilting your pelvis forward just a bit. Flipping your left hand over, we're going to go into reverse warrior. And then into side angle. Bring your hands all the way down into high lizard, so heel toeing that left foot to the edge of your mat. Releasing your knee, and we're going to transition into pigeon. So you can use your props. But before we get into pigeon, you're going to push your right heel towards the back of your mat, creating space for your knee, and then release your knee. Torso is up, and then releasing down. Coming back to your intention, your mantra. Focusing on your breath. Torso comes up, and we're going to swing our left leg back into down dog. Swing it up. Good too. A couple breaths here. Looking towards the front of your mat, you can either hop or step into your forward fold. Breathing in, hands come overhead. Breathing out, hands come to heart center. We're going to do a little bit of balancing pose here. So we're going to go into eagle legs. And we're going to bring, and I'd like you to bring your blocks close, have your blocks close by. You're going to bring your right leg and wrap it around. I'm going to do it this way, so you can see me. Wrap it around. And if you need a kickstand right here, that is totally fine. I often need a kickstand on the floor. If you're able to, you can wrap it all the way around. And then we're going to bring our left hand under. Whoa. Really focusing on one point in your room. And if you can, or if you do this and talk at the same time, bring your eagle arms up just a little bit more. We're going to transition this into a figure four. So unravel your legs, keeping your eagle arms, into a figure four. So your right ankle is going to come over your left knee. I'm going to walk you through it because I cannot do it and walk you through it at the same time. And you're going to sit into your figure four with your eagle arms. You want to take it a step further, these are where your blocks are going to come in handy. You're going to bend down with your eagle arms. You can unravel your eagle arms and then grab your blocks, sitting into your figure four still. You're going to come on up mindfully and step into a warrior one. So your right leg is going to come back towards the mat. Your hands are going to come up overhead. And then you're going to wrap the eagle arms one more time. So right hand comes under, coming up towards the sky. And then we're going to go down into humble warrior. So your arms are going to come towards the inside of your legs. And then let's, using your core, come on up, back into warrior one. Unravel those arms. Bring them out to the side in a T. We're going to bring them up to the sky again. Into warrior two. Hands come up overhead. You're straightening your legs. You're going to come back into warrior two. So breathing in, hands come overhead. Breathing out, warrior two. And then one more time, breathing in, hands come overhead. And then breathing out, warrior two. And then we're just going to step towards the front of the mat. Both feet come together. Breathing in, hands come overhead. Breathing out, hands come to heart center. And we're going to do it on the other side. So I'm going to walk you through it. It's hard for me to do it and say it. All right. So we are going to put all of our weight into our right foot this time. Keeping your blocks close by. And we're going to twist into eagle legs first. And then bring your arms out to the side in a T. You're going to take your left hand under your right, twisting into eagle arms. Maybe sitting into your legs just a bit. Maybe bring your eagle arms up just a teensy bit, just a little bit more. Creating a little bit of pressure in the shoulders. We're going to transition into figure four. Sitting into your figure four. Activating the core. And then maybe folding over. And releasing your arms. Into this figure four, you can grab your blocks. And mindfully transition into warrior one. Hands come overhead. Hands come out to the side. Let's go into eagle arms again. So left hand under. And we're going to go into humble warrior. So right shoulder to left to right knee. And the inside of your leg. Using your core to come on up. Bringing your hands up overhead again. Transitioning into warrior two. Maybe bring your hands to your waist again, positioning yourself. Hands come out, arms come out. Relaxing your shoulders. We're gonna straighten our legs. Arms come up overhead into prayer pose. Bending down into warrior two. Again, up overhead. Down into warrior two. One more time, up overhead. And down into warrior two. We're going to meet both feet in front of our mat. Hands come up overhead, breathing in. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Jump or step into your plank. All the way down or halfway. And then downward facing dog. We're going to bring our right foot up. We're going to swing it through. Coming down into low lunge. Arms come out to the side. Chest is up to the sky. We're going to clasp our hands behind our backs and raise our chest to the sky. Really sinking into this pose. Feeling the difference between this one and the first low lunge that we did. Bring your hands back to the mat. We're going to go into a half split. So sitting back, straight torso, and then maybe folding over. Standing up into pyramid pose. So you can bring your feet a little bit closer together. They're still hip width apart. Coming into a halfway lift, activating that core, and then folding over. Breathing out. Bringing both feet at the top of your mat. Forward fold. Our right foot is going to come back into a low lunge, releasing your knee to the mat, releasing your foot. Arms come up overhead, and then to your side. Really opening up your chest, clasping your hands behind your back and pushing that energy into your hands, opening up your chest and your shoulders. Really sinking in to this pose, feeling the energy that you've created. Hands come out again, and then hands come to the mat. We're going to go into the half split here. So torso is high, and then maybe folding over. going to come up into pyramid. Halfway lift here, activating the core and coming on down. Feet come together at the top of the mat. Maybe bringing your feet out just a little bit more than hip width apart. Let's do our peace fingers, grabbing onto our big toes, elbows out, just pulling down. Releasing, breathing in, hands come overhead. Stretch, stretch your body up. And then hands come to heart center. Let's find our way in a seated position on the mat. Feet are on the mat and our knees are up. You're going to release your knees towards your right side. And then your right leg is going to come into like a 90-degree angle. You're going to look towards the back of your mat. You might want to grab a pillow or a block here and put it towards the back of your mat if you have one. Or blanket. You're going to twist yourself towards the back of the mat. Torso is high. And then you're going to release down to the floor, wherever you can go. Wherever feels good. Coming on up. And we're going to go to the other side. So your left leg is going to be in a 90-degree angle. You're going to twist as far as you can towards the back, torso high. And then release down to the floor. We're going to come back up. Knees are up. If you have a block, grab it. Hands are out to the front, and let's just release one vertebrae at a time, activating your core as we come on down to the mat, slowly as you can. And just the last thing to touch. And we're going to come into if you have a block, we're going to come into a waterfall, a restorative waterfall. So you're going to put your block on your sacrum, and then your knees are going to come up, then your feet are going to come up. And we're going to make circles with our feet, like you're painting a circle with your feet on the ceiling. And then go the other way, painting a circle on the ceiling with your feet. And let's find stillness. Releasing your right leg down and then bringing it back up. And then your left leg down and then bringing it back up. Right leg down and back up. And then left leg down and back up. Bring your feet back to the mat. Release the block from your back. Let's go into any pose that you'd like to choose right now to get you ready for Shavasana. I always choose Happy Baby. When you're ready, we'll meet in corpse pose, laying down on your mat. Really feeling present, feeling the mat under you. Noticing your breath. Noticing this peacefulness that you've created today. Breathing in gratitude. Breathing in peace. And just take a couple breaths on your own in this peaceful, tranquil existence that you've created today. Shavasana. Maybe bringing a little bit more awareness into your body. Making your breaths a little bit deeper. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe shaking your head right and left. Taking one big collective breath together through the nose and out through the mouth. Bring your hands overhead, stretching your body out, feeling the energy shooting out from your toes to your fingertips. Rolling over to your side. And then whenever you're ready, coming up to a seated position with your eyes closed and your hands and heart center. Coming back to the intention of the mantra that created at the beginning of class. Maybe taking that intention throughout your day, taking this feeling that you created throughout your day, throughout your week, maybe spreading that love to others. Light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.